look, self-talk and thoughts in here are the same thing. There's no difference. In fact, self-talk, talk, there's only such a thing as self-talk when you're talking to yourself out loud, you know? Unless you're talking to yourself walking around your house or wherever you are, unless you're talking to yourself out loud, if you're about to start a race, let's just say, just an example, you're about to start a race and you're saying to yourself out loud, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. That's true self-talk. If you're saying to it, if you're saying to it, if you, sorry, if you're saying it to yourself in your head, in other words, if you're thinking it, then that's all it is. It's thought. What all the time it's inside your head. It's thought. It self-talk. There's no such thing as having self-talk and thoughts in your head. Self-talk is thoughts. It self-talk is a description of thought. To say self-talk is to describe your thoughts. Do you know what I'm saying? And I watched I watched a couple of my previous videos back, you know, from a couple of months back, and it kind of dawned on me that I was watching it, and as I was speaking, I was saying, be aware of your self-talk. In some videos, I said, be aware of your self-talk, of your thoughts, in other words. But in some videos, I said, be aware of your self-talk and your thoughts, which implies they're two different things. They're not. They're not two different things. It's just self-talk is a description, is a way to describe thinking. I know that. I just want to make sure you know that, because, by the way, I'm not suggesting, or I don't, or what I'm saying is, I'm not naive enough to believe that I've got thousands of viewers watching my videos, clinging onto every word I'm saying. I'm not suggesting that. But if anyone genuinely is watching these and really looking into themselves, like being aware of themselves, and if someone were to take that seriously, when I'd introduced the word "and," be aware, in a previous video where I'd said, be aware of your self-talk and your thoughts. If someone was to take that seriously, it could be easily to comprehend that as there's two different things going on inside, self-talk and thought. There's not. Self-talk is your thoughts. It's just another way to describe your thoughts, you know? I know that. I want you to know that. I want you to see that. But even though I'm telling you it now, don't just take my word for it. See it for yourself that there is no difference. There is only such a thing as self-talk when it's made verbal. When you're speaking out loud to yourself, that's true self-talk. Again, I'm guilty of referring to it in a good few videos in the past where I say, you know, what are you saying to yourself? In other words, I'm saying, what are you thinking to yourself? That's what I'm saying. Okay? And I know you probably know that. So why am I being so anal about describing it? Making sure that you know that, because it is important to know that what I mean by what are you saying to yourself ultimately means what are you thinking to yourself. It's important to know that there is not two things going on in here. Self-talk, which implies there's a voice, and thought, which implies there's two different things. Thought is like a voice because we think in words, so naturally it's like that, like the inner voice. So I'm kind of repeating myself now. Do you know what I'm saying? Again, I totally apologise. A little bit of it was because I've seen some other YouTubes YouTubers, sorry, talking about self-talk, and it's a nice way of describing thought. Self-talk. It's a nice way of saying it. Self-talk. And I thought, yeah, I'm gonna call it that in my videos as well. I'm guilty of that. I hold my hands up and apologise, but I know that there's no difference. There's not self-talk and thoughts. Self-talk is the description of your thoughts. Whether these other YouTubers know that or not, I don't know. I can't vouch for that. But I'm telling you now, there's no difference. Self-talk is another way to describe thinking. Okay, so I hope that's 100% clear now. Again, in the past, I've said self-talk and be aware of your self-talk and your thoughts. It's wrong to introduce the word and I won't be doing it anymore. So all the best. Take care.